So guys, we've come so far in the 401 Phoenix project, and today is finally the day that Joe and I get this thing all buttoned up and get it over to the paint shop.
Nice.
Welcome back to Rebuild Rescue. Over the past few months, we've had so many people stop by, and they were so excited to see that we're saving this 401. This thing sat at the airport for so many years. Over the past few episodes, you've seen us struggle to get the Phoenix ready for the brand new paint job. Today, we have a few things to get done, and then we're finally loading it up so it's ready to get to the paint shop. We actually have a little bit of paint stuck in the rivets up here in the windows, so we're gonna clean all of that out. We have to clean both wing roots because there's still some dirt and really stuck on crud all over these wing roots on both sides. And we also have to sand this whole thing down, like completely sand it down. We got to get rid of any little scratches, any little imperfections everywhere. And then we got to acid wash it, aladyne it, and then it's gonna be ready to go. We're so excited. We thought this was gonna take us like 2 weeks to strip this down and get it ready. Boy, were we wrong. What do you think, Joe? 2 weeks to strip an airplane this size and get it all ready?
Just a slight
underestimation. Yeah, by about 350 hours. So if you guys ever get anything painted, get an airplane painted and they're stripping it and doing everything, now I know why it's so expensive.
Before sanding the fuselage, we need to prep all the inspection panels for aladyne and paint. So I went through, got all the inspection plates that go underneath the fuselage, got them all laid out here. I'm going to take, instead of putting a stripper on these, they're small enough, and I'm just going to lay them flat in the vapor hone, blow that paint right off, because in the vapor hone I could flip it over, I could do both sides real quick, no chemical, in the gentle machine. So I went ahead and got the first piece through the vapor hone, and if you look really close, you can see there's a crack there at the mounting screw hole, and it comes around the top. So lucky for us, this is a common inspection plate. We have the wings we took off the 401. That is the right side. That's the left side. So we don't need those anymore. So I'm going to go through these, see if I can find one that holes match up, and it looks like right here on top I have one. So we're going to go ahead and clean that one up, see if it looks better, and replace that bad one with a good one. So we got the panels all cleaned up, as you can see, front, backs. So that vapor hone is a time saver. But I did have 3 panels. We had issues where there's cracking in the screw holes. So I went down to the 402, and luckily they had the exact same panels that I needed. So we're all good with their fresh panels, already alodyned, ready to go. So that's going to be my next step. Okay, so I think I got all the panels. There's quite a few, and this is just for the fuselage. Each wing has probably twice that amount, so ain't too bad, but I'll be doing this again at some point. But yeah, we got all the panels, emergency hatch, everything's cleaned up, aladyne, that's why it's got the funky color. It's funny how some went a different color, and we have the 2 luggage compartment doors and the front gear doors done as well. For the small panels, I think I'm about done for the fuselage anyway. And as I keep saying, one more step down.
All right, so Joe and I are sitting here after ordering our food, and this is what shows up for Harrison.
It's personal size.
Wait, I have a big hand. That's how much he's eating for lunch today. Like literally, that'd feed a family.
It looks bigger in video.
They say the camera
That's
has
the
5
size.
pounds.
Yeah, camera adds 5 pounds.
That's the size of the fork compared to the Stromboli, just for
These are
proof.
small forks. They're over here making fun of me for getting too big of a Stromboli, and they're over here with 6 loaves of garlic bread and a massive thing of pasta.
After a full lunch, now it's time for a nap. Just kidding. We got to get back to the hangar and sand this 401.
It worked pretty well.
Yeah, I'm glad I got the idea. I forget if it was Joe or Keith. They said about putting a Scotch-Brite on a bit in the drill. So that's what I did, and did a great job cleaning them out real quick. Wish I would have knew it sooner.
Yeah, probably for the rest of the windows, right?
Yeah. All right, got the inside of all the rivets holes cleaned up real good. Now we're gonna move on to sanding the entire fuselage. We got an interface pad. It's a real thick foam pad and some Scotch-Brites. And this is gonna get around and give us a nice uniform scratch, sheen, whatever you wanna call it. And that's what the painters requested. So that's what we're gonna give them. So what you can see is we got a nice even sheen, and it shows a little bit quicker and easier areas that were missed, maybe a little dabs of paint somewhere, but also there's a row of rivets right here that I gotta clean around yet, but it's hard to see once everything's, you know, in so many different stages, but once you get it to that nice even look, you'll be able to see all the imperfections and touch them up.
So while Joe's over there working on the other side, I'm going to concentrate on the right side so we can get this thing done quick and get it out done. So one of the reasons we're running these Scotch-Brite pads all over the side of this is to take out all of these little swirls that came from different sanding and getting some imperfections off the side of the airplane. You know, we just really want this paint job to be as perfect as possible. So we're going the extra mile, but it's really gonna look good. So as you're working, and I noticed this ding right here that was partially under the ice shield, and the metal is stretched because someone had pounded out behind it at one time and stretched out the metal. So we're gonna figure out somehow to shrink this metal here, because I don't want the ice shield partially covering this. I don't want to put filler in here. But when you have stretched metal, you have stretched metal. So there are, if it was steel, I could shrink this easily. Aluminum's a little bit more difficult, but we're gonna figure out something that we can do with this.
Where we cleaned the battery box out, all the black goop came out, and apparently it was hot when it came out, so it stuck to the panels. So I'm just going ahead and using a little lacquer thinner, rubbing it off quick.
I almost forgot my mask. All right, so we got this whole right side of the airplane done. The left side is done. Now we have the top surfaces, we have the roof, and we also found a couple areas that need a little bit more attention, a few dings and dents. I'm gonna get my dent tools and pop them out. And then we're gonna be ready for an acid bath and an Alodining bath. Can't wait to get this thing up on the trailer. So I wanted to go over this all the rivets and stuff that we did, because we were doing some sanding on the 401 here, but it wasn't sanding that was like sandpaper. It was actually scuff pad. We're really careful because it's one of the things you can do. You can actually people have actually done it. They've sanded heads of rivets down to where the airplane was useless, and there's even some people that have painted it afterwards, which is very bad. But yeah, all these rivets, all inspected, all in good shape, nothing sanded off, nothing impacted. We were really careful with that. How's the belly going, Joe?
Pretty good. We got in front of the wing root here. We still have that wing root in here front.
Man, this thing is just so big.
Yeah.
This airplane is so big. And I noticed too, like working on it, we keep finding like little things that need repaired.
Yeah. Yeah, you're starting to see a lot more of the imperfections now that we're getting it to
Yeah.
a nice, consistent look.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, actually, I just looked here.
That's where that brace goes in there.
Okay, so this will actually get riveted after
Yep.
with that new brace. Yeah, look at the corrosion on this thing. We should pop that thing off and throw that in the vapor home machine. Get that cleaned up. We still gotta paint like the whole inside of here. Oh my gosh, there's just so much. There's like hours and hours of work here. How are we gonna get this thing done in time? I don't even know. I mean, we still got bird stuff up in here. I mean, obviously we can paint this and pull this down, and then, once we rebuild the front, but look at this. I mean, there's literally still bird stuff in here. Are we truly ever gonna get to where there's not bird all over this freaking airplane?
No.
There's always gonna be
gonna
some
have
of
a
a
little
bird.
bit.
Yeah, well, I guess it's good we named it the Phoenix, right? Because it's already got feathers and bird crap. It's always going to have feathers and bird crap. So a little bit more to get done. A lot more to get done. All right, let's get at it. So while Joe's finishing up the sanding on the belly, we're going to clean out. How many times are we going to clean out this hangar every episode? Joe's under there getting the rest of the 401 sanded up. We're going to clear out the hangar so we can move this over here and finally get it all alodined and cleaned up and washed off. And then it's going on the trailer. So we got the 401 completely sanded off, completely ready to be alodined, to be cleaned off, and I have to tell you, it is a mess. I mean, if you just look at Joe here, I don't know how I stayed so clean and you got so dirty.
Yeah, I don't know.
It must be from being underneath there. So yeah, so we got the 401 all ready to go. We got all of it all sanded off. Everything's looking really smooth, but it left a pretty big mess. So we have to rinse it off, then we got to prep it and get the aladyne on it, and then get it on the trailer. All right, looks good. Yeah, so all of that is literally like little microscopic pieces of aluminum that was from, running those pads over top of here and just evening all the surfaces out. I think we're gonna actually wash it first before we do anything. So the nice thing about not having any electronics in here or anything that's important is you can get it all wet and it just doesn't matter. The perfect time to give it the scrub of its life. What'd you do to my hose, Joe? You guys look at this side, it's not perfectly clean, but it is so much different once you get a little bit of elbow grease and just get this stuff cleaned up. This side looks like really, really good. And I also can't believe how much stuff came out of here. I don't think we caught all of it on video, but there was a ton more bird, mouse, chicken, I don't even know what it was, but there was a ton more stuff in here. We got that all cleaned out as well. And we got the whole 401s cleaned up. And there was just a ton, if you guys saw, I mean, there was just a ton of just dirt and stuff rolling off of this. It looks so much better now. So now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna get it Alodine'd. One more step.
Back at More Smiles, second appointment. Thank you. Well, I just got a bunch of Novocaine shots sitting here. I have 6 teeth left on the top left side here. That's what's coming out today. Then I will not have any of my original teeth left. So, the last appointment, I was in a chair for roughly 4 hours. Today, it's going to be significantly shorter, so kind of okay with that. I want to thank everybody again. It wouldn't be possible. And this is quite life-changing for me. So thank you very much.
So while Joe's over at the dentist getting some more of that dental work done, we're going to be here working in the 401. We're going to get the Alodining done. He did an awesome job on this bodywork, getting this thing all ready to go. So we want to get this done before he gets back. He's going to be like really sore. I really wanted to thank, Dr. Sean over at More Smiles for hooking Joe up with his new smile. It's going to be a number of weeks yet, but we can't wait to see Joe with a new smile. I mean, I've known him for years, and I honestly can't remember a time when he would actually smile and show it. So really excited for that. It's going to be like a really good moment. I saw a lot of comments for you guys asking about it. Thank you guys for caring. It means so much to all of us. I know myself and the whole team and Joe reads all those comments. So keep the comments coming. It just means a lot to all of us for you guys to be in it and to know that you guys feel like you're home here. Because this is your home. Rebuild Rescue, the hangar here, it's your home. Thank you guys for coming along. So without getting too mushy, which I didn't mean to do, but let's get into this. We're going to get this thing all Alodined. We're going to get it all treated. And then we're going to get it over to the body shop finally. If you guys look at this side, I mean, look what that's the aladyne reacting and bonding with the aluminum. If you look over there at the tail that we got from over in Holland from the 402, like, it looks like that. When I first saw them over there, I was like, no, I mean, these things are ruined. What the? And then I looked at them a little closer. I'm like, wait, I think that's the treatment. So, and literally, if you look at those, they sat for a long time in a hangar. No corrosion, no anything. So this stuff really works. Now, I kind of do think it would look pretty cool to have it cleared. Like, if you want like a retro, like that would look pretty cool with like nice new stainless screws, a brand new interior in there. It would actually look pretty sick. It's almost like it's a tie-dyed 401. Now I get to do the fun part, which is the underside, which I know I'm gonna get a ton of it on me, but it just is what it is. All right, so we got all of the aladyne on there. It kind of looks like it's like a retro 60s ride to Woodstock right now or something, but I think it looks really cool. But we want to get over here, we want to get this rinsed off now, and we're done. Pretty much everything on the airplane is meant to drain somewhere. Where you run into a problem is when, you know, one of those drains gets clogged with like, oh, I don't know, bird stuff, and then the water doesn't go out. Now these straps are good for 3,333 pounds. So, I mean, 2 of them, that'll hold a lot of weight. It'll hold a whole 401 with people in it. Let's see if our measurements were correct. It's looking a little tight. I'm locking these in. Let's lock these things. There it is. It's up on there. Now the only thing is we actually got to get it down off of there at the body shop. But I think I have a plan for that. I'm still kind of like taking this whole thing in that it's actually up on this trailer, and I mean it looks like it's going to work, you know, because so much of this stuff, I mean, even people in aviation, they've never done this, probably for good reason, but we're not going to talk about that. A year later, and so many tragedies, so many victories, and you know, here we are. You know, it's like we're halfway there. Thank you so much for being part of the rescue crew. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We love that you guys come by here. We love that you guys feel this is your home, because it is. Take care.